For centuries, the Israelites lived as slaves in Egypt, suffering under the rule of a powerful Pharaoh. But God heard their cries and chose Moses to lead his people to freedom. Moses stood before Pharaoh with a simple message from God: "Let my people go." But Pharaoh refused. Then began a series of events that would change Egypt forever. First, Moses stretched out his staff over the Nile River, and the waters turned to blood. Fish died, the river stank, and the Egyptians could no longer drink from it. Yet Pharaoh hardened his heart. Next came frogs. Thousands upon thousands of frogs flooded the land, filling homes, streets, palaces, and even Pharaoh's chambers. Still, Pharaoh would not listen. Then God sent gnats. Tiny insects covered people and animals throughout Egypt. The magicians of Egypt could not stop them, but Pharaoh remained stubborn. After that came swarms of flies. Dark clouds of insects filled the air and invaded every Egyptian home. Yet Pharaoh continued to resist. The fifth plague struck Egypt's livestock. Horses, cattle, camels, sheep, and other animals died across the land. The economy suffered greatly, but Pharaoh refused to release the Israelites. Then painful boils broke out on the Egyptians and their animals. People suffered from head to toe, and even Pharaoh's magicians could not stand before Moses. Still, Pharaoh's heart remained hard. The seventh plague brought a terrifying storm. Massive hailstones crashed from the sky, while fire flashed among them. Crops were destroyed, trees were shattered, and the land was devastated. Yet Pharaoh would not fully surrender. Next came locusts. An enormous swarm covered the sky and consumed every plant left after the hailstorm. Nothing green remained in Egypt, but Pharaoh once again changed his mind. Then a supernatural darkness covered Egypt for 3 days. The darkness was so deep that people could hardly move. Yet Pharaoh still refused to obey God. Finally came the 10th and most devastating plague. God warned that the firstborn in every Egyptian household would die. That night, sorrow spread throughout Egypt. Cries of mourning echoed from every corner of the kingdom, from the poorest home to Pharaoh's own palace. At last, Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron. "Leave my people," he said. "Go and worship your God." After generations of slavery, the Israelites prepared to depart. The power of Egypt had been broken, and God's promise of deliverance had come to pass. The 10 plagues were more than disasters. They revealed God's power, his justice, and his faithfulness to his people. Soon, Moses would lead the Israelites out of Egypt and begin one of the greatest journeys in biblical history, the Exodus.